In this report, we'd like to share with you things you must know if you want to travel the world and live under $2,000 a month, whether you're going to live in one place and just travel from time to time, or whether you're going to slow travel like we do. You have to know these if you want to stay under $2,000 a month.
$2,000 is a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, yeah. In fact, if you know this stuff well, you might be able to get under $1,500 a month, and some people are able to get down to even less.
Maybe less than 1,000 is our goal.
Yeah, but you're not going to get down to those anything below 2,000 unless you learn what we've learned, and that's what our intention is here today.
No.
Okay, so food. What are some of the things that we've learned that you need to figure out from us or in some way in order to keep your budget under 2,000, maybe even under 1,500 a month if you travel around the world? What are your thoughts about food, Chum?
I'm Asia. So when I go to a place, a new country, I would love to try their local food. I always eat local food when I'm in that country.
You're guilty as charged. You always like to go eat the local food. And therein lies a challenge for a lot of Westerners. They're like, what is this? I don't even know what it is. What is it? And so there has to be a bit of cultural curiosity on your part. What is this thing? Maybe the first time you see it, you just write down the name of it, baby steps. And then when you go home, you Google it, or maybe you ask the person, what's in this food? What part of the countries have a cultural curiosity about the local foods and figure out what they are and how they're made and blah, blah, blah. I could go on and on and on. But you have to eat local foods. If you go to a foreign country and you say, I want a pizza, I want
Pasta.
fettuccine alfredo.
Yeah.
Where's my Greek hummus? You just quadrupled the price. It went from $1 to $5 minimum. Maybe it's $8 or $10 or $12. You're not going to be able to keep your budget low. Now, there's an exception, and that is if you go to the local market and you buy the ingredients and you know how to make them and they're available in a local market, the ingredients are, you can make it at home in your own kitchen, which we'll talk about rent in a minute. It's just another way to save money.
Yeah, so about the food, we also go to the local market, which is a public market or what you call open market.
Open air market, yeah.
To buy the vegetable and the meat.
Yeah.
But in different countries, they have a better choices in a grocery store with the AC, what you call a supermarket.
Yeah, I call them expat grocery stores, but yeah, supermarket.
It's called supermarket.
You'll know because you're pushing a shopping cart and there's AC on. That's going to double your prices roughly.
I would not think so.
Not always, you're right.
Not always.
You're right.
Example, I can give you an example. In Philippines, it's always good for you to go to the local market to buy the vegetable because the vegetable is much fresher in the local market.
Yeah.
But in the supermarket, the vegetable is not that fresh and the price is always double price.
Yeah.
But the next country is Thailand. Thailand, wow. They have a best choices in a supermarket. That supermarket is called macro. You can go there and buy your vegetable, meats, whatever thing, because it's all in a big bulk purchasing. So macro or
big box purchasing?
Yes, big bulk purchasing.
Large quantities. It's like a Costco in the US.
Yeah, so it's the best. I love the vegetable over there.
But the thing about the vegetables in a macro though is that they're individual. You can just buy a few, throw them in a plastic bag, weigh them and buy them. But other things in macro, you have to buy, like she said, big boxfuls of stuff.
But like a big vegetable, like a leaf vegetable, it's only $1 or $2. So.
Yeah.
But because I love to eat vegetable, so it's good for me. Or you also can go to the local market, the open market. You can buy the Saturday. The vegetable over there also is very fresh and it's very nice. The price also is I will say it's not much different than the supermarket. It will be slightly cheaper.
Yeah.
And you will be experience the culture of the local, and they are super friendly.
Yeah. So here's the key. We're talking about the whole world now, right?
Yes.
Not just Philippines and Thailand. And here's the key. You have to understand there's a difference between a shopping cart, air conditioned, and an open air market. And that difference often is money. You save a lot of money.
Yes.
And what you're not going to save money on in the grocery store, pushing a shopping cart, is foreign food that's imported. You're going to pay double. You might even pay double what that costs you in your home country. So that's a bad habit. You have to learn how, if you're trying to live on a budget, you have to kick that habit and you have to become curious about the local culture.
I want to share with you about the other country, the differences. So the next country is Malaysia, it's my country. Yeah. My country, it would be same like Thailand. You can buy in a grocery store, supermarket, or you can buy in a local market.
Right.
And also in Mexico, Mexico is also the same. Mostly, I would prefer to buy it in the supermarkets because that the vegetable will be more fresh over there.
It's air conditioned.
It's air conditioned.
But it can cost more.
It's slightly more, but it's better. Now I'm sharing the experience, so they understand about that how we purchase our grocery thing, our vegetable, our fruit. But I also buy in the local market as well. It depends. So you have to go to the country that you want to explore and find out by yourself.
And that's what we talk about exploratory visits. You have to have this consciousness about the difference between the two. You have to put your feet on the ground and go in the two and see in the country you're in what happens.
If you don't know what to do, don't worry, we have a solution for you. Just go to the vagabondbuddha.com, click to the country that you want to go and the state, like a small city that you want to go that we went. Find the report, and we have listed out where we buy the grocery store, the stuff over there.
Yeah, what our favorite grocery store, our favorite places for local food, all kinds of stuff like that's in our reports. And also, that's why we travel to help you guys with this.
And also sometimes we also go to the Western food places.
Absolutely. We get homesick, right? When we're in Mexico, we go eat Asian food when we can find it.
Where we can find it.
We can't always find it.
No, not
Mexico
really.
City had some good Asian food. Also in Peru.
Yeah, Peru also have a lot.
Good Asian food.
In Peru, they have Japanese over there. So their cooking style is more to the Asian. That is why you say Peru have more Asian food.
Yeah, it's slightly different. That's true. But like in Ecuador, remember the Chinese place we went into?
Yes.
And had Chinese food?
That is because the Chinese migrate to over there in the South America. There's a lot of things that you want to know. We can tell you one by one how our aspirant in those countries. The next one that I want to say is Philippines. You have no worry in the Philippines because Philippines, even in a small town like 100 Islands, you Google that, that's a very small town. They have a best pizza over there.
Yeah,
the pizza is a branch. They have a branch in El Nido and Coro. They have a best pizza. So different country have a different kind of the food, and you need to find it and Google it, or just come to our website. You can find everything over there.
Yeah. So that's food.
That is food.
Yeah, it's all about discovering where you are and what your choices are, and not getting stuck in a rut, going back to the same thing without at least knowing what the other ones are. That's when you'll get in trouble.
Okay. What about rent? How we save money on rent?
So that's actually a fairly complicated thing. I have a report called how to find the best cheap apartments around the world. But here's the main idea. You still should read that report. But the main idea is it depends whether you're slow traveling or whether you're trying to live somewhere for a long period of time. The longer you live somewhere, the more you can negotiate the price. For example, it's the same in your country. If you're going to stay somewhere for a year or even just 6 months, you're going to be able to negotiate a better price because the landlord's not going to have vacancies, not going to have to deal with turnover. And so the key is, if you're slow traveling, you start with something like Airbnb and you go somewhere for 3 or 4 days. But if you're going to be there for a month, once you're there, you put your feet on the ground, you walk around and find a place that you like. Because everything online is overpriced, in my opinion. Whether it's on Airbnb or Booking or Agoda, or they have a website in that country that rents properties. If it's online, it's generally more expensive, at least 10 or 20% more, because people are able to book it over the internet. And they're used to doing that in a lot of the Western countries, and they're willing to pay more for that convenience, which is fine for a few days or even maybe for a week, which we often do. But once you want to stay somewhere for a month, like we often stay at places for a month, even when we're slow traveling, you have to put your feet on the ground, you have to walk in the neighborhoods you like, you have to look for phone numbers, you have to call them and go inside. And one tip, call the phone number while you're standing there. It's often right near you, or it's actually on the property, and you can go inside.
Can I share an experience that we have in Guatemala? we will stay there for months in Guatemala. So we went there, but we found it's not easy to find the number around.
The phone number.
The phone number.
Yeah.
But we find in the Facebook page, expat page, and we just on the sign over there, we just put rent, and then search it, it will come out a lot. You find the latest date, and then we call one by one and make appointment. We didn't give any deposit based on the picture. Never give any money until you see it, sign it, take the photo of the girl or the guy or the agent. So that is how we deal with it.
Great tip, great. Facebook. Now Facebook's different than Airbnb because Airbnb has all those reviews. They've had 50 people have stayed there. They're happy. They've left their honest reviews. That's different than Facebook. Facebook's just somebody who joined. Now, what's an example of a string you would search in Facebook to find a place in? Use Guatemala, for example. Would it be expats Guatemala?
Yes, I will join all the expat group in Guatemala, and then I will search one by one, and also I will put posts about I want to rent a place and here's my budget, and those people will private message me or they will post on the comment on the post.
Yeah, and you don't know who they are. That's why she's saying don't give them money online.
Never give money, never give anything until you see the place.
Yeah, put your feet on the ground, go inside, see it before you negotiate the price or anything. Okay, good. So what we're telling you is that you can get a short-term thing on Airbnb or Agoda or something, put your feet on the ground. You can search in Facebook, look for phone numbers, walk neighborhoods, and it has to do with season too. If it's high season somewhere and you're trying to put your feet on the ground, it can be harder. You might need to go a little bit further outside of the hottest areas. So there's a lot of tricks and nuances. I recommend you read my report about that. But the main thing is longer stay means lower prices, and you have to be willing to do some footwork. And also, that's how you get the better prices.
Yeah, and also we get a very good prices in Guatemala one. That's why.
It was beautiful.
Because beautiful place. You can check our Guatemala.
Antigua,
Antigua is so beautiful. It's just like, I think 500 per month, including everything. Yeah.
That sounds right.
And the internet is good. They have washing machines and in a beautiful neighborhood.
Guarded, beautiful neighborhood.
So it's easy for us to negotiate about the price because we are not deal with that in a platform like Airbnb or Booking.com. We are direct deal with the owner, face to face, so it's easy to.
They know who we are, we know who they are. We're looking in each other's eyes. We're showing them the money. It's a different deal.
That's how we get our apartment soft.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, the other thing about apartments, I promised to talk about it. When you're slow traveling or you're staying in a place for longer, and you get a place with a kitchen, that allows you to bring home groceries that you bought in the open air market. It allows you to get online because they have Wi-Fi and Google what the names are of those foods and cook them in your kitchen, learn about the ingredients. And so by becoming fascinated about the culture and the foods they eat and making it at home, then when you start going out and seeing restaurants, you start to know what things are and you're not so afraid of them, and you're not keep going back to these expat restaurants that are selling you food you're used to eating at home and paying 3, 4, 5 times as much money. So the kitchen is key. Next thing we want to talk about is transportation. What any thoughts immediately?
Transportation, we are very always using the local transportation. Like in Philippines, we use the jeepney or the tuk-tuk. So, or sharing the transportation with people. And also bus in Thailand and Malaysia, we also using bus. Because buses in Thailand and Malaysia is very convenient. Everything that you can find is on the Google map, put on the location that you want to go, and they will show you the choices. You also can use water taxi in Bangkok.
Yeah, and ferries in the Philippines, and so the idea is if you were, a lot of times when people are on vacation, they're very short on time, and they want something to feel like home. So they rent a minivan, or they rent a car, or they do things that they would do at home instead of thinking, what are the locals doing around here to move around? The locals don't often have the kind of money that a vacationer does. And when you're trying to stay below 2,000, maybe you're trying to stay below 1,500, you have to watch what locals do. And so they ride public transportation, they ride bikes, they rent scooters, they ride ferries. And so you have to begin to meet and ask questions of people about how they're moving around, and it's different in every country, and you have to keep an open mind about it. And often people are, oh, you have to stay away from the locals. It's not true. We haven't found that to be true. Locals are not any more dangerous than your home country. In fact, you know the TV show Breaking Bad, I'm the danger. You might actually be the danger in some of these countries. They're very simple, nice people, and they'll be very helpful, and they're not dangerous. I'm not saying that there aren't dangerous people around the world, but this idea that where you live is safe and the rest of the world is dangerous, overall, that's nonsense.
Yes, and also, it's have to depending on the location about the transportation.
Yeah.
Like when we're in Thailand, in Pattaya, Jomtien, that place, 𝒍𝒊𝒅𝒆 is like a mini truck you can see in the back. It's cheaper. It's only 10 baht.
Yeah.
Okay, it's 50 cents. But when we go to Koh Samui and Koh Phangan, the 𝒍�𝒅𝒆, it will cost more money because it's less tourists over there. And over there, motorbike is the cheaper ones for you to going around. So it's depending. And you're not sure about what transportation you want to use, don't worry. Just go to vagabondbuddha.com. You will find that in this country, in this city, what kind of transportation is cheaper to move around.
Yeah.
Also, in the Thailand, in Pattaya and Bangkok, they also have the new app. It's called BOLT. The
Bolt. Yeah, Bolt.
And it's same like Grab, or it's same like Uber. Because right now, currently in Southeast Asia, there's no more Uber because Grab is already bought the Uber.
Yeah.
So everyone is using Grab. It's in Thailand, in Philippines, in Malaysia, in Singapore, and Vietnam. They all have Grab. So you better download this app when you arrive in a new country. So you can use that for a cheaper transportation to go to your apartment.
Yeah.
And then slowly you will learn how to go to the grocery store, supermarket with a local transportation.
Yeah, so if you subscribe to 𝐤𝐁𝐎's channel and you subscribe to mine and you watch our videos, you're going to see us do all this stuff. You're going to see us make the mistakes. You're going to see us learn, and you'll learn to it. I mean, I just finished a course. I have a 7-lesson course now that teaches you what you need to do when you're thinking about moving overseas, how to do an exploratory visit, what to do when you've made a decision that you want to move overseas, what to do with your house and all that. Come over to Vagabond Buddha, click on courses, and it's called the Retire Overseas course. And there's that, and I have all my reports, and we have both of our channels, and it's really, the more you're willing to immerse yourself in this culture and understand it, whatever culture it is, the more you're going to be able to get that budget down, and that's key.
Yeah, and that course is only special for the member.
Yeah, it's a membership course.
Be fast because this guy want to raise the price.
Yeah, it's a lot of work doing this stuff, and so we're.
Thank you so much for doing
we kept the
this.
price for 5 years,
Yes.
but we've added so much. There's even a course about how to make money online, all these places you can live, and so definitely look at joining pretty soon because I'll be raising the prices in the next week or two.
Oh, you don't want to join right now? Don't worry. Go to vagabondbuddha.com, sign in, and get a free ebook. You have your email under the list. So before Dan want to raise the price, he will send you the email that you can purchase before the price is raised.
Yeah. So if you get my free ebook, How to Fire Your Boss and Travel the World, that free ebook puts you on an email list, and then I'll send everybody an email before I raise prices. Thanks for watching our video.
Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, make sure to like,
comment,
and subscribe.
And see you in the next one.
Ring the bell.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.